Very good evening. Yeah. So let me share my screen. Perfect. So we are going to learn some new things today. So what I did is basically uh, I have created this payment screen, right? So as we discussed that we are going to tell to the admin that I have created, I have done a payment, right? I have done a payment. So he will approve this payment request after checking whether you have, let's say you have transferred 1000 or 2000 rupees to the society's account through some channels, like you have transferred online, or you can give cash to the admin as well, right? And then you are informing through system that I have paid money, right? So that's how, you will do it. Now technically what you can see here is, when I open this screen, I can see only one. Okay, so why I have given a drop down, why I have given a drop down, why I have given a drop down in the application? Because one custom one customer, I mean one person, can be associated to two societies, right? In that way he has to select, right, that okay, which society he is going to pay the money, right? Similarly, what is the mode, right? Cash or online? See, so what you see here, new thing is, this is a free form data window and this is a kind of tabular or grid maybe, right? But what is the new thing you are looking today here is the drop downs, right? So this drop down, okay, this society drop down. See why we give drop down. In most of the applications, let's say you are going to uh, fill some online form, right? So in, in that form you might have seen few drop downs over there, right? See, the reason is because state drop down, city drop down, country drop down, right? Or let's say, male, female drop down, right? Active, not active drop down. So, where, so if the benefit of giving this drop down is that, you are not giving an option of any, typo error. Let's say if I ask you guys, just type everything, whatever in a form, right? So there are pre-populated values, right, which are saved somewhere, right? So for those, what you can do is you can just give a drop down. It saves time. I'm just selecting it, I'm not writing it, right? So similarly here, second benefit is that, so one is time saving, second is there is no, you will not type vajra, that okay, va space jara or something like that. You will select the exact value. So this is the benefit of drop down, right? Now there can be two. Sorry. Now the thing is, so drop down, error chances are very less, right? Very less in the sense you are not selecting, you can select the wrong value, but you will not get any typo error if you are using the drop down, right? Acha. Now there are two types of drop down. One type of drop downs are the fixed values, right? Fixed values can be male or female, right? So there is no third category, right? Either male or female in any form, right? Similarly, countries drop down. So we have, the countries, limited countries, right? So these things are fixed. State drop down, city drop down, right? But there may be like department drop down. Let's say you are creating a screen for employee, department drop down. So those kind of things, like can be anything. See, in your company, let's say 50 departments are, or let's say 5 departments are there. Tomorrow you can create one more department, right? So these types of drop downs are called dynamic drop downs, right? It can be changed in future. So what is the benefit of, like having a dynamic and a fixed? See, fixed is like okay, so let's see how to create a drop down first. So in this screen, w payment, right? This is the data window. This is the data window. Let's change it to this. If I go here, if I go here, right, this trans mode. Okay, trans mode is transaction mode, cash or online. So I have attached a drop down here. How did I do that? Go to this edit tab page. In edit tab page, you can see, okay, that I have given oh, okay. First thing is, I have in edit, I have chose this drop down list box, right? See, there are 1 2 3 4 5 6 types of values. Edit is by default. This is by default. You can see that drop down is gone, right? And in drop down list box, but other than that, there are 5 more check boxes. We use that check boxes, right? Drop down list box, edit mask, radio buttons, and one more is there, ink edit. Okay, so mostly we use this drop down data window, yeah, or drop down list box. Check box also we use, right? Anyway, we'll see all these things. So what I have done is I have taken this drop down list box. What it says is, like make this column as drop down list box. What values can be here? Display value and data value. Display value is CASH cash. C. Data value is C. Online transfer. Online TRANSFER transfer. Let's say O. So what is, see, you can define n number of values. So this type of list box are called fixed drop down list box. Fixed drop down list box. What does it mean? It means that you have fixed type of values. Whatever you have defined at design time, only those values are available. Only those values are available. Okay, now save it, run it. You can see, right? But you can see that, right? Only 2 values are there. Let's say tomorrow third value comes. You have given your application to the customer, and customer says, hey, I want to add one more type here, one more transaction mode. So what you will do, you will add one more, and then you will create an exe executable, and then you will give it to those users, right? So there is, like what you are doing is, you are giving this application to them, right? But you like you have to change in the application. You are touching the code basically, right? So this type of drop down list boxes are called fixed type list boxes, right? Okay, now it has two columns. One is drop down, sorry, display value, other one is data value. Now what is this display value and the data value? Actually, this is, as its name says, display means it is only for display purpose, and data means this is something which is going to save in the database. Okay, there are few more things. You can see here, always show list. Let's select that, not this one. Always show arrow. Okay, so if you select this, then one icon will be there so that it can tell, okay, that this is a drop down text box kind of. You select or not select, it always depends on you guys, right? Anyway, there are more properties as well. As and when it will be required, we will go through. Acha. Let me see. If you go to this payment, right, I saved two records. You can see what is saved. C is saved because I selected cash. If I take, like, one more, let's say, so what will be saved in the backend? Oh, so data value is something which is saved in the database. Okay, save. Okay, so why I am getting this particular screen? Specify retrieval argument. You know why? Because what I have done is, in this data window, okay, I have taken, I have taken, I have taken a retrieval argument. If you see here, right, as user ID, because I want to see only my transaction. I'm not worried about other transactions, or I should not display of others transaction in this data window, right? This is a kind of user specific data window, right? So that is why, and when I am saving, okay, I am retrieving, so that just to check my record is saved or not, right? Because it again goes to the database and bringing that information, right? So what should I do here is, I should pass gs underscore user underscore id, because I didn't pass the retrieval argument, and when I'm retrieving it, it is asking, hey, please give me the user id, right? Okay, now let me run it. Go to payment, then you can select this one, let's say 102, and then amount is 1000. Let's say online transfer, save, right? So you can see, so data value is something which is like, behind the scene. It is going to the database. I mean, that value which will go to the database and displays, you know uh, whatever you can see in the application. All right, now what is this? Let's look at that one also. If I go here, modify this, select this, go to edit, it is a drop down data window. It is a drop down data window. What is a drop down data window, right? There are two things: drop down list box and drop down data window. Drop down data window. See, if you look at this drop down data window, what we have done is, oops, where it is gone? One second. Select this, go to edit. Okay, you can see down. Okay, you can see down. What I have done is, I have taken triple DW my SOC, right? And there are two columns again, data column and display column. So this is basically a data window. This is basically a data window. I have just given the name drop down data window. Okay, but this is, I have shared one video today, right? You can see how I have created this drop down data window. It is same as we create others data windows, right? So here I have given the name is like, it has only two columns. Okay, let's look at this. Triple DW my SOC. Go there, edit. Okay, I have removed the header part. I have deleted because I don't want that. And then I have just society ID and society name. Okay, so what is the benefit of this type of drop down? See, tomorrow, let's say you assign one more society to, so it is bringing that information from the database at runtime, right? So tomorrow, like, if this user buy a flat in, a second society, in one more society, that society will also be visible over there, right? So you need not to release the application. So now you got it. What is the difference between this one and this one? See, let's say tomorrow you assign one more society to this candidate. So what will happen? If, because it is bringing the information from table, right? So let's say if table has 3 records on this name, then table will return 3 records. If it has 4 records, it will return 4 records. So you need not to release your application again. There is no change in the application. So all changes are being done at database level. You are just like, using that information, right? So that is the reason, like, we should we should always try to keep the information in table, and we should bring that information in form of data window, and we should display here, right? So now there is no impact on your application in case there is one more value gets added to this drop down. You got it, right? If let's say user wants to, because this is something which we have defined at power builder label. These information display values is stored in power builder. It is not coming from the database, right? So that is the difference between a fixed a drop down list box and a dynamic, drop down data window, right? Perfect. So this is how I have created this payment screen. This payment screen. Now there is a problem, not problem, basically, like, you can see trans mode CCOO, right? So let's do one thing. Okay, open this one, not this one, the down one, this one. Okay, let's go to the trans mode. Where is this trans mode? This trans mode. Okay, in this trans mode, go to edit. Okay, and then let's select this drop down list box. Okay, CASH, cash means C, ONLI online, TRANSFER, transfer means O. Now what will happen? Display. It will not display C or O. What we have given in corresponding to C is cash, O is online. You have done a mapping, right? So let's look at this. You can see here, right? Because you have create drop down. We are not able to see the drop down here. Why? Because we have set the editable, this tab order as 0 of all, because we are not going to change anything. It is just for display purpose, read only. You can just read this information, right? So that is why you are not able to see when you are selecting this tab trans mode as a drop down, right? You can just display that information. But what you have done behind the scene is that, hey, if data value is C, then show, then display value is cash. If data value is O, then display value is online transfer. That's all, right? So you need to learn these two things, right? So I created one drop down data window and then added here. Why did I do that? See, I should be able to see only the societies which are assigned to me or which are associated to me, right? We have a table. We have a table. The table name is, we have a table. This SOC user T means a record will be created in this table once a request is approved, right? Or when you are creating a society, when you are creating a society, then also a record will inserted into this table, right? Because you are going to be the admin of that particular society. Let's say, let's see the example. Let's say, sorry, not payment. Let's create one more society. Okay. See, I have created one more window here, that how many societies are associated to me. Right. Let me create one more society. We have created 107. Let me put 108. Society name is, let's say, Global Village. And my at like this has 10 units, suppose. Save it. Okay. So 108. Perfect. You can see 108, right? And now if you will go here for payment, you can see two societies, right? Vajra Global, sorry, Global Village and Vajra. Now you can see, like, I'm not able to see this Global Village completely. So Power Builder is very smart. He has given you that option. What you will do, let's go to this one and edit. You see here, width of drop down percentage. If you put 200, what does it mean? It says whatever the column size is, uska 200 means double size of this should be the drop down. Let's see what will happen. Right? Double size of your column, and now you can see clearly. Right? So you can select, and the benefit of this is, like, you have not changed anything. You have just created one more record. With the, like, Vinesh has created one more record. He is associated to one more society. That is the reason he is able to see that society here in this drop down. Okay. So this is how it works. So you can create a payment request. Now what I want is, we will create one more, see, approval request, approve request. This was like, to approve a request of uh, for society creation, like, access, right? But now we need to create one more window. Okay. Or we can create here only, right? We can, oh, let's do that here only. Okay. So these are like, your joining request. Now we are going to create one more window. Okay. Or you can create one more data window. We can just switch over. I'll tell you how to do that. Okay. uh, for payment request, for payment request. Very good. So let's create one payment request. Where is the payment one? Oh, I have not this one. Okay. Perfect. Let me create quickly new, and I'll do is grid this one, and then payment request, open, select all. But I should, okay, but okay. So, like, okay, first let me save it. Okay, so let's save it. Okay. Let us create one dummy column here as well. CHK D payment request. This one. Okay, perfect. पीछे ऐड हो गया होगा, इसको यहाँ से डिलीट कर दो, डिलीट, और यहाँ पे आओ and then click here. After click, you can go and select that column CHK. Oops, added, right? And then let's remove this checkbox. Okay. Okay. Okay, we'll go here in edit, select this checkbox one, right? And then on off. On means 1, off means 0. Okay, select it and 3D look. Okay, it should be in center. Okay, let's check the tab order of this one. It has something. Let's keep 1 0 0 0 0 0. Let's not set 0 of this one because amount we may have to change. So it was 1, amount ka 2, remark ka 3, others 0 0, status ka bhi 0. Oops. Save it. Okay, now 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 what we will do, we have already a screen for approval, approve a request. Oops. So what we are going to do is, okay, These are the radio buttons. What is the difference between radio button and checkbox? In checkbox, you can select more than one. In radio button, you can select one at a time. Let me give this name as SOCI, account creation, not account creation, joining request. JOI, joining request request. Okay, let me give payment request. PAYMET payment QUEST. Okay, so what should happen? Like, what we are going to do is we are going to use one screen for both. Okay, one screen for both. So when by default, this should be selected, this should be checked, and then this screen should be displayed. But when I select payment request, then my data window should be changed. So let's do that. Okay, so there should be a default selection as well. What is that default selection? Do we have any checked? Okay, automatically checked. Okay, perfect. When I'm changing this, okay, so okay, on the click of this one, okay, dw_1 dot data object object equal to d underscore pay underscore req. See what will happen. Power Builder is super language, super, right? You can see, but you can see here it is not going back, right? So let me do that also. What is the name of this data window? Approve request. Control C. Hello. Script. Control V. dw_1 dot data data object object. Okay. Now let's run it. Go there. Right? Right? Now there is one more thing. What is that thing? Let's go and see, we have a logic here. What is that logic? Let's go back. This one. Okay. Control C. Same logic will go on the payment request as well. Right? I can approve only if I am admin. Right? So it should go to, where is my that one? So close this. I have this one, data window. Okay, so payment request b dot role id, b dot user id, a dot society id equal to b dot society id. Hey, we don't have society id over here. Oh yeah, we have. Okay, a dot society id. Let's so we can use this one also, or you can remove. So control C. Let's remove that. I don't like this actually. Control C, Control H, Control V, replace all, Control H. replace all. Now suppose this is a table, so a dot society id. Okay, but we have to define this control C as a retrieval argument. Control V, society I user id is string. Okay, perfect. Okay, let me put this also bold. Control B. Okay, now when I am doing this selection, right? So what I'm doing is I am retrieving this thing. Okay, let's do one thing. Control C, Control V, TW2. Okay, Control C. On the selection of this one, oops, no, what happened? Oh, DW2. Oh, no, it's not DW2, it is DW1 only. Data window control. At runtime, we are changing the data window object. Okay, similarly, perfect. Okay, why? Acha. After assigning this, looks like we have to set once again. dw underscore one dot settrans object sqlca sqlca. Okay, control C, control V. Perfect. You can see that, right? So at runtime, what we have done is we have changed the data window object. So at runtime, you can change the data window object, right? That's how it works. So one screen is like, for multiple purpose, right? One screen is for multiple purpose. I kept, this column, I can change, let's say somebody has given, you know, where is the amount? Yeah, some different amount, right? Let's say he has typed by mistake 10,000, and if you will approve 10,000, then there is a problem. You received, only 1,000. So at the time of approval, you can change the amount, right? So that is the reason I have given this one remark also, that uh, amount was amount RECE I received only 10 1,000, something like that, whatever you want to write. Okay, and then you can save, you can approve it. But now you have to change your code here, right? Why? Because when you were approving the joining request, you are setting these columns, and here you don't have these columns. Here you don't have these columns. So what you have to do is you have to change accordingly this code as well. all other code is same. The only thing is these columns are not there, though we should have these columns as well over there. But I think by chance we have taken, different column name. What is that which we are going to set? We are going to set only this request status. Okay, request status. Let me go there. Request status. Okay, now what we will do is, when this is checked, what is this name? RB2. Let's keep the some good name. PAYREQ. Okay, and then this is JOI join REQ. Okay, so let me go to this approve button. What I will do is that this code should be executed only if RB underscore. If let's say by chance you forgot, you can choose from here. RB joining request. RB underscore join underscore REQ dot chec checked. Okay. There is a function. Okay, if RB underscore join dot checked. So let me check the property first, huh? If we forget like that, what we can do is we can check the properties. Checked property is equal to true. If okay, 1 minute, guys. I'm getting a call.